I guess the concept of the production is what you see. You know, it's everything being done at once. And I had this sort of like idea the other night that you might see more of this, maybe with other artists, where there's a more controlled sort of performance on the stage. It's funny because I was just reading a thing in the paper today about the lip syncing issue.
Right.
And this is just the opposite of that.
The song Love Science essentially is it's my thoughts on this old problem of lip service, of being able to say, oh yeah, we should like love each other, man, and you know, like everyone should love each other, but most people don't really know that much about it. You know, they don't know about what it takes to create the substance, and I feel it's about time. You know, this is the age of technology. We've got computers, you know, we've got all these cellular phones and technical advances. We might as well get down, you know, and figure, you know, like in hard terms, how we create love and how we distribute it equitably. And so that requires people to become love scientists. And so that's what the song is about.
It's like having sex in front of a whole bunch of people, you know. Yeah. You got to perform, and you got to get it up, and you got to do it right.
I'm going round again, I got a new word up. Gonna lay it on my friends, I'm still too young. I got these emotions in my blood, but when I grow up, gonna be a scientist of love. Working on love science, got to know love science, show the world love science, how to be a scientist of love. Tell my friends love science, take a chance, love science, give it up, love science, become a scientist of love. Power. Love science. Study hard. Love science. Know the truth. Love science. To be a scientist of love, choose a plan. Love science. Pick 'em up, put 'em down. Love science. Bring it on home. Love got to be a scientist of love. Woo!
1, 2, 3, go. Thanks. I do one more just in case.
Safety, safety.
You watch your back.
Yeah, we got this.
Go.
Somebody did a pancake down on their back.
In case you're wondering what we're doing up here, everyone has a report card to fill out after each song. Give me some indication of all the wonderful parts they had in there.
One thing that I find to be the most different for me is that there's no way to do like a rolling punch. You know, you can't say, okay, we goofed up to this point. Okay, let's just like roll the tape back, and then when we get to that point, we just punch in and go from there.
This is a song about there are plenty of reasons to feel a little bent out of shape over those particular individuals who ran for office and then, by some quirk of fate, actually won. The difference between the things they say when they're talking to us and the things they do when they're back in the office. One of those things is, you know, like, oh, this is a terrible problem. It affects everybody. Just, you know, pick the problem. It could be poverty, it could be AIDS, it could be any of these things that we would much rather be spending money on as opposed to stealth bombers or aid to Israel or anything else that you might want to spend money on, or bailing out SNLs or something like that. So this song is about people who will one day be in this situation, and suddenly what seems to be the expeditious answer, which is, yeah, we'd love to solve your problem, but we don't have the money. If it was happening to them, I think they'd find the money to take care of it. The song is called Who's Sorry Now?
Now face me. Put the trumpet right into the camera. Bend forward now. 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. feel a spirit wasting when it's someone else's children and it's someone else's problem in the end. You just go about your business. You got bigger fish frying. Someday you might be a witness. Someday you may wake up crying like I cried. What's the problem? There's no problem in your own little world. What's the bother? Can't be bothered till your own little world goes to hell. Then you can tell we are all in this together. We are all in this together. We got to pull together. And we can't worry. Who's sorry now? Who's sorry now?
We sound pretty good, but I'm not crazy about the smell.
This song is called "The Smell of Money," and it was sung in the musical by a character the name of Bernard Coates, who fancies himself the richest man in the world, or at least the world of this particular musical. Now, there's a fine distinction I have to make here. Bernard Coates is old money rich, as opposed to new money rich. Now, new money rich is somebody like Donald Trump, which means that you have recently screwed people out of the money. That's new money. And then old money, it means that your parents or grandparents screwed people out of the money and left it to you. So Bernard has sort of a moral dilemma about this. You know, it wasn't his own avarice that got him the money. It was just by chance that he became the richest man in the world, and he's dealing with it as best he can.
You have to consider the music that we're playing. This is probably, well, for me, it's about the most challenging musically I've ever done. And then to do a complete take with the rubatos and the
this
cues
music is very difficult. I mean, that should be put in. It's actually,
Yeah,
the keyboards, Roger's got like this phenomenal.
I think the real difference in it is that it is very sort of strictly arranged, as opposed to, you know, maybe just a band getting together and just playing their instruments and playing a bunch of chords. I mean, this is very sort of orchestral, kind of arranged music, which is a different kind of a demand on the performer, I think. Instead of you, like, you know, really performing and playing to the audience and maybe doing some acting and that sort of thing, you have to actually think more about your music and what you're communicating in playing that part. Your part is kind of, you know, there's not a lot of leeway with it, but you have to make the most of that part, and you have to play it really well. And in the context of a large ensemble. I mean, this is basically a small orchestra we have here, especially with, I mean, think about all the, not just the synthesizers that Vince and I use, but all the sounds that Bobby can get, and with the brass and Max, and then all the percussion with Scott. It really is like a very compact orchestra.
The stench of money is reeking off of me. A mix of cheap cologne, weasel pheromone, and rotted grave. Thank Dad and Mommy. I'm filthy, stinking rich, so I can say to you, piss off, I bathe. I want to